Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, you're listening to World Combat Sports. What's good? Hopefully, everybody is doing great today. It's another Catchweight episode 740. And you know, I have another heavy hitter on deck for an interview. He goes by the name Dylan Price, a rising super flyweight boxing star. I have seen him fight on, I think, maybe 2 or 3 occasions already. Very talented fighter, man. Has a lot of potential to do big things in the sport of boxing. So I'm going to wait. I'm trying to wait to him and his father get on deck. I know they've been training. Check out his IG account. You know, I think it's, let me double check his IG account. I don't want to give you the wrong information. But be sure to follow this fighter, Dylan, the real Dylan Price, DYL Price. So it's Dylan spelled out, real DYL Price on IG. So y'all be sure to check that out. Colonel Local Sports in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Dion Washington, salute, man. Yeah. I agree that Dion. I agree. After what I seen yesterday, yes, I agree. And if he looks the way he looked yesterday, Ortiz will get that work in real good. I was not impressed. It's not like he was there to impress me, but I'm just saying, performance-wise, I'm saying to myself, like, come on, Ugas. They calling you the boogeyman now. And I'm not seeing the scary part of it. You was hurt in that fight. I mean, you wasn't entertaining. You fighting for a strap that you say, okay, you know, all your hard work and effort has been put into this fight. And we think you're going to go in there and just put it all on the line. And we just didn't see that, yo. We just didn't see Yordenis Ugas go in there and electrify. It's almost like he was apprehensive about taking risk. I mean, I think his performance fell short of a Sean Porter performance. He did better than the Sean Porter fight. Yeah, he clipped him in the third. You're right, man. You're right. You in the building, man. You know, regardless of how many that's tuned in, man, you know, get the likes up. You know, hit the like button, man. We're waiting on Dylan Price in the building. And he has a phenomenal story to a situation that happened with him, y'all. He has a phenomenal story to a situation that happened to him. Yeah, but he has a phenomenal story, man, that a lot of people can relate to. You know, when we hear certain media talking about bombs and everything in the sport of boxing, he could have very well like been on the worst end of a situation where you pick a last minute opponent and you don't find out certain things to after the fight. Watch what I tell you. It's gonna make you say, you know, it's gonna make you like think like, damn, you know, boxing is a grimy sport, not just in the ring, but the preparation to get in there and do what you do best and make a living, and then come to find out your opponent. Here we go right now, people.
Hey,
what's going on, man? Everybody that's tuned in, once again, we have another hitter, Dylan Price. We have his father, David Price. Appreciate you having me on once again, man. How you and the team been?
We've been great. We've been doing great. How about yourself?
It's been good, man. Salute to you, Dylan. Good to see you again, my brother.
Good seeing you too.
how's the visual?
Excuse me?
Are you able to see us good?
Yeah, y'all good. It's just a little glare coming from the blinds in the back, but we good.
All right, hold on. Let me see if we can twist him up a little bit. How about if we turn it this way? Is this better?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Over there, please. We'll get it set up. Tell me if we looking good. If we don't look good, you don't look good.
Hey, we'll make it work there. You know what I'm saying? We'll make it work.
So you have us both?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, first of all, I appreciate the last time I was able to sit down and speak with you. You know, we was in Baltimore, and even though I seen Dylan fight at the Barclays, you know, last time I was able to speak to you was at the Royal Farms Arena, you know, in Baltimore or what have you. And I was able to give a little bit of coverage behind the scenes, and I appreciate that, man. It was fast paced, but I appreciate you allowing me to cover your son at that point in time before he stepped in there and got that victory.
Yes, sir. It was a great interview too. Thank you.
So how's it been, man? Let's talk on it. Like how's it been? You know, undefeated, 10-0, 7 knockouts, super flyweight. What y'all been up to, man?
Nothing training. Just trying to stay busy. Working hard, and just really enjoying life a little bit. We've been staying in the gym every day since the whole COVID situation. So I mean, we never really got too much out of shape. So we just been staying in the gym.
So did you have your own gym to go to during COVID-19, or what's the deal with that?
Yes, we have our own gym, Three Boys Boxing Gym.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
And I check out your IG. I'm glad you one of those fighters who put your training sessions, especially with your father, online so we can check it out, man.
Right. Yep. My dad created that whole idea for marketing me, since we don't have a promotional company. So my dad used that idea to market me through social media.
Okay. So were you signed to Mayweather, or are you signed to Mayweather Promotions or not?
Was signed to Mayweather Promotions, but at the moment, no, we're not signed to Mayweather Promotions. We're not signed to anybody.
Okay. I mean, those of you that's tuned in, he's not signed to anybody, so now you know. So
Yeah,
Dylan,
we were with Matweather for the first 3 years of his career, but we just didn't like some of the things. Just didn't like a couple things. Liked a lot of things, good things, but the biggest thing for us was matchmaking. And as you well know, in the sport of boxing, without the matchmaking, you know, the promoter's not going to look good, the fighter's not going to look good. So we decided to go separate ways when the contract was up in February 2020.
and you know the think about it, Dylan was signed real. I mean, I'm talking about real young.
Yeah.
To Mayweather Promotion. He was like 1-0 when he signed to that promotion, right?
And you know, that's something that we may revisit because it was a lot of good with Mayweather. It wasn't all bad, but just the matchmaking situation, he was just a little bit green, and I can't have him kind of grow with my son. I need somebody that's experienced, that's going to walk him through that through this whole process. But yeah, it was good though.
Hey, a fight that a lot of people speak about when it comes to you, Dylan, is what you was able to experience as a fighter. And thank God, you know, that you was blessed enough to fight through the storm and make it out of that fight without any serious injury. Pedro Rodriguez was a last minute replacement for you, right? So it comes to a point where you step in there like it's a normal fight night for you. You go in there and you face adversity. Take me to the point where I kind of heard you say in a recent, you know, in a previous interview that you was like, this guy's taking everything I got to offer.
Right.
Like some ain't right. Like I'm hitting him with everything, and it just seems like he's walking through.
Right. I feel like that fight helped me change a lot of things. It helped me see the professional
Y'all blacked out.
Well, 1 sec. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see you. You can't see us.
Correct.
If I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, can you hold 1 second? Make sure nobody calls again.
All right, no problem, man. Whatever works, we're good. Kano said, take your time. Sign is the best to take your time and make sure it's correct for you.
Yes,
I
sir.
agree.
I don't know why, but now we can't see you. I mean, you can't see us though.
Hey, go back out and then come back in.
Okay.
Just all you have to do is click the link. So everybody be patient, man. You know how it is with interviews. We're gonna make it work. And it's just like training during COVID-19. You get in where you fit in, man. So that's what we have to do. We're gonna wait for Team Price to come back in, man, and we're gonna continue the interview. So improvise, adapt, and overcome. That's what it's about. Appreciate everybody that's in the live chat. Thank you for stopping through, showing your support as always. Share the video if you don't know. You know, he's an undefeated fighter, man. 10-0, 7 knockouts, super flyweight. And it's a fighter that you might want to, take a look at. His boxing skills technically on a high level. He's just growing and building on his resume. Like you heard them say, they were signed to Matweather Promotions. Now they basically a free agent. And this is a free agent that you will want to sign. I mean, him and his father and his brother are solid individuals. So I got him back on here. Y'all seem good right now, man. You good? Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yep, we're good now.
Yeah, we're good. So, Dylan, we were speaking about Pedro Rodriguez, man, and the situation that occurred with, that being your only loss that you face, but it ended up being turned to a non-decision. Take us to that point where you was in the ring and you felt like this was a much tougher opposition than you imagined.
I honestly, I couldn't believe that, because I'm used to the amateurs where well, I can't even say that. It's probably people that use PEDs or steroids and amateurs. I just couldn't believe. I thought I took a loss. He was the better man that night. I couldn't believe that somebody would use steroids. That's not something
in a fight though.
That's not something I thought of. But the fight, I just thought that's something that I needed to go through in my career. He was strong. He was a strong opponent. He was taking a lot of my shots, but I didn't think that he was taking any PEDs.
I heard you say, I could have sworn you said in another interview that you comfortable what power that you have. You understand you possess power, but this guy was taking your punches and just running, just recovering, not even feeling no effects from it or nothing. What were you thinking as a fighter, man? Like, what you possess. This dude wasn't even going backwards.
Yeah, every time I hit him, it just, like I said, the punches was just bouncing off of him. So that's something I look back at, and I kind of remember anything I throw, any clean punch that I hit him with, he just ate the shot and came right back. So that's one of the things that I seen. Man.
Hey, David, what did you tell him? In between rounds from that knockdown, what was your word to Dylan?
Well, the whole corner remained calm. We knew it was a 6th rounder, so we just wanted them to relax, get back to boxing. This kid is obviously, when we went to the center of the ring, I saw how much bigger he was than him. So we said, let's get on our bike, let's box, pretend like you Ali, baby, stick and move. We know we got to get the rounds. We're not worrying about knockouts, anything like that. And I think he did well because he lost the 1st round, of course. That was a 2-pointer. And then on a couple of cards, he went all the way through, winning again, all the way up into the 6th round. And that was the swing round. He boxed beautifully all the way to maybe 30 seconds, and he decided to bang with him again. And I think that may have cost him that round. But it was the learning experience, as what you're saying, is invaluable. And, praise God that we were able to see that he was using PEDs. As I said in several interviews, this kid fought 5 undefeated fighters, and he beat 4 of them. And I feel bad for them because most likely he didn't decide to do this with us. This was a pattern, and if it's a preliminary fighter, 9 times out of 10, they don't test. So he comes off looking, a lot better than he did. And, it's just the same for the sport. that somebody would really go to those lengths, you know, to win. Because you can hurt somebody, you can really hurt somebody. Like Dill said, you just seen it in his eyes. It was like he was, you know, either he was super focused or he was super high, and that's what I told him after the fight. You know, it just looked like he was. I didn't know if he was, you know, on any drugs, but I just said it just seemed like he was real determined because he was just walking through your shots, and I know how you punch. Not necessarily a one punch knockout artist, but you're gonna slow some people down, and it never did with him.
You know, having Pat Day pass away, Maxim Dedashev, and some other fighters in the sport of boxing, what did y'all say to one another after it was all over with and finally finding out that, hey, I knew something was wrong in the ring. I knew something was wrong, but this guy finally popped, and, you know, you got the word that they was going to give it a no decision or what have you. Thinking of the PEDs and what could have potentially happened, Dylan, you know, what changed your mind about the sport of boxing and how you're going to do business moving forward?
Well, I believe, that's always in the back of my head, or it's always going to be in the back of my head in the fights. Like, is this person taking steroids? Is this person taking steroids? So I try to keep that out of my mind and just go in there and do what I have to do to win. If they, whatever's in the dark is going to come to the light. That's how I got to look at it most of the time. So I just want to go in the ring as prepared as I can be. And if that person is cheating, still find a way to win.
Man, you're an entertaining fighter, man. But you're in a weight class that a lot of boxing fans, temporaries, casuals, of course, they may not tune in to know who Dylan Price is.
Right.
You know, what do you have to say to the fight fans this far in your career? You know, and you know, let them know who you are as a fighter and a person.
Well, I just want to show my talent through fighting. I don't have to. I could talk and say I'm good till I'm blue in the face. I just want to show everybody. I just want to be blessed with that, to be on that platform, to show the world that I can really go. That's all I really can do.
Hey, and David, you know, I have to salute, you know, what you've been able to do with your sons as a father, man. I have to look at you, you know, man to man, and say, I salute how you've been able to raise these young lions up, because Dylan has said that you are an intricate part in his boxing career. Like, it wouldn't be the same without you around, not just as a father, but as a trainer. Man, how that make you feel, man?
Well, he say that when the camera's on. When the camera not on, he tells me he can't stand me, man. So
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. It makes me feel great. Between Dylan and like you just said, my son Devin, you know, having the opportunity to raise them. I didn't grow up with my father, so having the opportunity to raise them, to help them with their career, help them with their social skills, their development, everything. That's just a blessing for me. So I thank my Heavenly Father, you know, that he gave me the opportunity.
See, I want to thank my Heavenly Father too. But every time I do an interview, my dad said, I stand there like, yes, how you doing? I want to thank my Heavenly Father.
Like he's giving a speech.
Then when the cameras come off, I start cracking up and start, you know, so I started laughing when he said that.
Hey man, I can't laugh. You know, the last time I seen y'all at the Royal Farms Arena, man, in Baltimore, y'all prayed. Man, y'all was back there, you know, getting along. I like the energy that y'all had. You know, Nate Campbell on deck, salute to the champ.
Yep.
You know, man, your whole collective unit. It was good to cover you all, man. Even though I wasn't supposed to be back there, but you know, I was like, y'all was just having fun, man. Y'all was just like relaxed and everything.
Right. And that's some of the stuff. You know, right now we're gonna miss. It's a shame the COVID stuff happened, because the plan was to keep him busy locally, because he really didn't fight locally. But then everything is shut down. But that's some of the things that we're gonna miss, being with Mayweather's being on the big cards, no doubt. But that was a lot of fun. You said you had fun and looked like we were having fun. That's because we were. You know, our whole team was tight. It was a good training camp. So we're looking forward to more of that. So I'm glad that you were able to see, you know, the connection between me and even my two sons and Nate. That's my guy. He's not officially a part of the team right now, just because it was difficult for him traveling back and forth. But
yeah,
he's definitely a consultant, and we're gonna do some things with him. But we brought in Breadman Edwards.
All right.
Yeah, J-Rock's trainer. And I've known him for years, and we work well together, and he works well with Dill. So, we do. Originally, I had brought in Nazem Richardson.
All right.
Yeah, and me and Dill were excited. He had said oftentimes that he wanted to work with us, and we said, he's close to home. He's the guy. Let's do it. And then we kept calling him. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna get there." Then we called a couple times, and he didn't respond. And I said, "Dang, did he blow us off?" You know what I mean? I thought he wanted to work with us. And then my partner Steve Cunningham told me he had another stroke and he was in the hospital, and he recently passed away. So it's a shame that we never got. He would feed me little things, but we never got to officially work with him. I would have really loved that, but working with Steve Breadman, we definitely complement each other, and Dill loves him, so it's a good fit.
Man, shout out and blessings. Rest in peace, Nassim Richardson, man. I mean, that's another backstory of how precious, the travels are in boxing. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know what they have going on until you hear it from themselves. Dylan, you was averaging like 3 fights a year. So I know you're anxious to get back in the square, man. Are we gonna see you at least once or twice in 2020, being almost at the back door?
I definitely do miss getting back in the ring, and I just leave that up to my dad. And like you said, with this whole COVID thing, it's so hard, especially not being signed to get a fight. So I'm just staying prayed up, staying as ready as I can be, doing my part. My dad is doing what he had to do, and I just put the rest in y'all's hands.
We're working with a couple people, but if I don't really like the way that it's working out, then I'm not pressed. I know Dylan is, and he's I told him when this happened, just have in your mind we're not gonna fight this year. So if something comes up before then, we'll be ready, but just get it in your mind so you don't get frustrated. Like, when is it gonna happen? When is it gonna happen? So for me, I was looking at something October 31st, not too far from us in VA, Virginia.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to see if everything shakes out and works well, and if so, then we'll get them on there. But if I don't like things, we'll just wait. It's no hurry. Unfortunately for Dylan, he's not fighting, but having me in his corner, he's not the typical kid. He's not hurting for money. It's not like his rent isn't paid, or his car's behind and things like that. So we just praise y'all that we in this situation. And the blessing that we have, and we're waiting on what he's going to give us. So some things are going to open up soon.
That's real talk, man. Solid point. Dylan, how many years is Devin younger than you?
Devin is 15. I'm 22.
So how special is it, man, to have, I don't want to call him a sparring partner, but a brother, a family member being able to assist you and get that work in, man, and training?
It's great, and I feel like we benefit from each other. We got a little sibling rivalry sometimes, but I like it. It helps us push each other to the next level. And I can show him some things. See, I didn't have it. I had my dad, and when he would yell at me when I was younger, when we were at training camp and things, I took it personal. So when I see him going through the same thing, I'm able to help him and tell him, like, yo, listen, when Pop say this to you, don't take it personal. He's saying this because he want to help you, not because he just want to yell at you. So little things like that help.
And when it's fight time, I turn into Joe Jackson. It ain't fun.
Joe Jackson, and if you seen how Kenny Porter is with Sean Porter, when he in training camp, my dad is exactly like that. He yell at you. He don't care nothing about your feelings. If my homie's not on their job, he gonna yell at them too. So my dad could be tough to deal with in training camp.
But he run a tight ship, and as long as the product shows it at the proper time, then we know it's working.
All that matters.
Yeah.
The dynamics seem to be working though. With Kenny Porter, Sean Porter, you and your father, and there's some other father-son tandems out there in the sport of boxing. It's tough to bring that up, but it's good to see. Not only is it you, Dylan, but you have a younger brother that you're going to be able to see kind of rise up in the sport of boxing too, man.
All right. Thank you.
And this is recent, because if you remember in Baltimore, my son, he was number one. Devin was number one at 95 pounds. So, you know, he will box Dill when Dill's cutting because he's fast and he make Dill look like an old man, but he couldn't box him. But then around February, right around the COVID time, he just sprouted, and now he's about 125 pounds. So now they really boxing. But just like here this time, you know, he wasn't able to box. So yeah, this is something very recent.
And he's taller than me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see how you all put those videos out there synchronized. I was like, damn, they dead on. You know, they dead on with the pivots and everything.
Yeah, we're gonna do some more.
All of that is the stuff that my dad created. You know,
Okay.
Like I said, promoting us the way we need to be promoted.
Just having fun, letting everybody see what we do.
David, I see you got some speed on the mitts and everything, man. And I'm like, you know, I might see you in the ring sometime soon, you know, get your license, you know, and take a bout or two, man. You know what I'm saying? It seems like you got some pretty good speed to you.
No, you won't, but thank you. You
For
gonna see me
sure.
on the other side of the ropes fussing at them. I'm not getting hit anymore.
Hey, how do you see the sport of boxing going right now, Dylan? You know, what is the fight you're looking forward to see right now?
I want to see Tank and Leo Santa Cruz and Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Give us a little breakdown of the Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko fight. Being that you're a technical boxer yourself, how do you see that playing out?
I feel like Teofimo is gonna start off strong, and he's going to surprise a lot of people. But I think Lomachenko gonna pick it up in the later rounds or the middle rounds, and kind of take over a little bit.
Seeing what you saw with Teofimo Lopez knocking out Richard Comey in the second round, do you believe Teofimo Lopez has the power to give Lomachenko some problems and potentially drop him like Linares did?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe he's a formidable foe. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's gonna blow him out the water like people think he is. I think it's gonna be an actual competitive fight.
Okay.
I think it's going to be very competitive. We came up with Lopez in the amateurs. We know a lot about him, and the one thing that he has going against him, knocking out Comey, is that element of surprise. Because Comey was a world champion at one time too.
Correct.
So he's showing even at this level, I can get you out of there. So Loma's going to be a little bit hesitant just to try to walk through, but he's a patient fighter anyway. Yes, but the good thing about Teofimo is we already saw how you work. We saw how you break people down. So we already see your blueprint of how you win. So since he has the skill, he has the punching power to keep him honest, I'm going to go with Teofimo. I don't think he doesn't have the experience like him, but I don't think he's going to fold going down the stretch when Loma puts that pressure on him. We've already seen that. His father's a good coach. You know, so I think they're going to put a game plan together to actually beat Lomachenko. You heard it here.
Okay. I appreciate that breakdown. So for Javante, that Dylan, you know, a power puncher, pretty dang good boxer too, technically. He's going in there with a 4th division champion, Leo Santa Cruz, from a lighter division.
Right.
How do you see that playing out, man?
I think he's gonna knock Santa Cruz out, maybe like the 8th round.
Okay.
I think he's gonna knock him out.
So you said Leo won't be able to stay in there like Gamboa, huh?
No, I don't think so. I think it'll be because remember he's smaller too, like you said, he coming up in weight. But I think Santa Cruz is gonna be a good fight. I just think Tank it's gonna be kind of like Pedraza. He's gonna stop him in the later rounds. But I think it's gonna be a little more competitive than a Pedraza fight. But I think we're gonna get stopped in the later round.
So you a switch hitter or not? You can fight from southpaw orthodox, or you just primarily orthodox?
No, I'll go southpaw and orthodox.
Okay, that's what I thought. Watching your fight, I thought you're a switch hitter at times. Yep. So in the lightweight division, being that that's one of the most, you know, action-packed divisions right now, who do you feel has the most versatile, you know, skill set right now in the lightweight division? Who do you feel that you want to watch?
You said my weight?
Lightweight.
I would say Tank.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say Tank.
I would say, he's still a baby. You know, his dad did a great job of pushing him, Devin Haney. he did a great job of promoting him, but he's still a baby. But I think as far as diversified and a variety of styles, I think that's Devin Haney.
Okay. Yeah. So mentioning Devin Haney, and coming up, have extensive amateur pedigree and everything. The situation and the media talk that's been going on with Gary Russell facing Devin Haney. What's your assessment on that link up? Gary Russell is one of the more faster, technically skilled fighters in the sport. And also you have Devin Haney, who can box, has very good movement, has been around some of the greats. How do you see that matchup working out?
I think Devin is too big.
Yeah.
I think Devin will beat him.
Yeah, he could barely hold 35.
So, of course, I think Gary Russell is a great fighter and probably soon be a Hall of Famer, but I think Devin just too big. That's like me talking about moving up to fight Tank.
Yeah, that's a big jump. And Gary, he does lose a lot of weight to get there, but to walk in at 135 and then allow Devin to get up to 47, 50 pounds, man, that's now he's better than Devin. He's more experienced, more seasoned, but that weight, no, I wouldn't take Gary Russell over Devin Haney at 35.
So you're saying two boxers, one wouldn't be able to establish a outside game better than the other, or it'd be pretty equal?
Well, I think Devin would make Gary have to get inside.
Okay.
Gary have to use his feet. I'm taller than you. I'm stronger than you. So, take this jab while you're trying to come in. So I just think that would be, and I guess Gary, it's a shame because he's been at the top of the sport for so long, but he hasn't had that defining fight. He hasn't made the money of the other guys. So I guess he said, I'll fight Dylan Price if they're going to pay me. It don't matter to him. So that shows the courage that he has. But as a boxing fan or as a person that's involved in boxing, I don't see Gary moving up to 135 and fighting the top of the division.
He was calling out Terrence Crawford there, David.
I did. Dale just told me. Now, but that's what I'm saying. He said, I'll call out anybody. That doesn't actually mean that we're going to fight, but, I'll call out anybody.
Hey, Dylan, who you looking to fight next in the super flyweight division, man? Who's on your radar?
Well, I'm just looking at whoever they put in front of me next. Then when I get to that title fight or title contender level, then we'll be looking at all of the champions and things like that. But right now, I'm just looking at whoever my dad says next.
Absolutely. I hear you. Pretty much you ready for anything. You in the gym, you in shape and everything. So I don't think you're going to have a problem when it comes time for you stepping up and getting that phone call.
All right. I don't think so either.
So what's your weekly training regime, right? Are you training every day of the week or 4 times out of a week? What is it looking like?
We train every day. The only day we have off is Saturday.
Yeah, sometimes Tuesday.
Oh yeah, sometimes we take Tuesdays off because right now we don't have nothing coming up. But really, other than that, every other day we in the gym. Training.
Who's cooking, man? You in shape, man? Like who's laying down the nutrition, man, and cooking up the meals and everything?
Oh, my dad. My dad handles all of that stuff. The cooking.
What? Multitask. I hear that. Okay.
And he trains us after he do his workout.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll work first, train us, go home, cook, chill out for a little bit, go back to the gym, train the kids again, just start the whole thing all over again.
And David, is your sons the only ones that you're training right now? Do you have another fighter that you have in the
yeah, no, we have a whole gym full.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a couple guys that fight. I love it. It's about 45 kids that just run around and we teaching them, at a beginner's level. But yeah, we have about 9 guys that fight. So we have quite a few, but Dylan is the only pro. I'm not the one that needs, I'm not the trainer that seeks out fighters. I'm the one that push them away. If you don't fit my model, if you don't fit my program, I really don't need you. And I'll tell us that any of my guys, I love you. I'll do anything for you. But the only 2 that I need are named Price. So
okay.
As long as you're going to stay with my system, as long as you're going to rock and roll, then I'm going to give you everything I have. And I got guys that's been with me, for 6-7 years that we've been rocking together. So it's working out.
It's good to know that. Jackal Fitness, AWD, man, they want some of the best group of guys in the media business. They say big ups to David Price, Dylan Price, and Boxer Devin, the whole D-Boy Nation.
Jackal Fitness. That's his little thing.
Yeah. You know the vibes. Kind of local sports say, what region y'all in? What region are y'all in right now?
We're in New Jersey.
Okay, y'all in Jersey. All right.
Right outside of Philadelphia, like 15 minutes outside of Philly.
When do you feel those boxing strongholds are gonna open up in that area, man? Like, and the Barclays and MSG and all that.
Not this year.
Oh, it's not this year? Okay.
They said fall 2021.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's what it is.
Yeah, that's gonna be a minute, and rightfully so, man. We living in dangerous times. It's things other than sports, and they found a way to play NBA, to box in the bubble, and I guess the NFL is gonna do it without fans. So boxing can't be any different. And over here, anywhere, if you don't have TV and you can't have spectators, you can't make money.
Correct.
So a lot of local promoters here that we were gonna jump on board with, and I just pay, to have them on. They can't have fans, so they don't have any way to make money. But those that are going to survive, they're going to get creative. They got some guys coming out with apps and things that you can streamline. So as far as the big fights, it's going to be a while.
Hey, I'm gonna let you know they boxing over here in the South, man. Like they putting on matches with people in the stand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they inviting people. They just had a boxing match down here. People was in the stands. You know what I'm saying? So
that was Friday.
It was this past weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Saturday maybe. Was that the promoter I was telling you about from Georgia?
Yeah, and even in South Carolina in Rock Hill, they're throwing some cards too. They have fans in attendance.
Okay.
And they allow on fans. I seen my friend my buddy Money Powell.
Oh yeah, Money.
Maybe 2 weeks ago, and it was fans there. I think it was in Atlanta. Yeah, fans there and everything. So I did see that.
Yeah, shout out to Money Powell, man.
That's my
real
guy.
talk.
Great guy.
Him and his pop. Yeah, big money.
Yeah, him and his dad, man. So Dylan, you're in super flyweight right now, man. What's the end game for you? I know you want to pick up a strap in your current division, but how high do you plan on going in boxing, man? Because you're still young in the game.
Right. Well, the goal for me and my dad is to win the title in the super flyweight division. Then move up to 118 and try to win the title there. And the highest I think I could go is maybe 126.
Yeah, I think by the end we'll be like Gary, calling out people at 126. Probably 122 will be the highlight. But once you clean out that one, you make your money, get your straps, then you call out the 26 and you push yourself as far as you can go.
I hear that, man.
When you look at his build, when him and Tank stand together, they're the same height. Maybe Tank an inch taller, and he fight 115, and he's at 130. So that's why they call him Tank, just a little solid guy. But that size, I think they'll probably stretch it out, maxing out at 26.
And also for Tank, though, I think Dylan might have just a lot more discipline in between fights than Tank. You know what I'm saying? Tank balloons up in between fights, and he gets way above 135. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dylan does too.
Hey, not the pictures he putting out there. He put the pictures out there like all year round. He in shape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You'll never see me fat, though,
right?
Like with a gut or nothing like that. Ever. I'm always be in some type of shape.
Because he know that the ladies are still watching that video, so he not gonna be fat.
Absolutely, man. That's what it's about. Promoting your brand and yourself, man. Right. So, tell me something, Dylan, on what you like most about the sport of boxing, man, that you can, some advice you can give to the young fighters that's coming up.
For the young fighters that's coming up, especially in the pros, you can't come into this the pro game thinking you're gonna do what you did in the amateur game, because that's what I thought, So I feel like when you come into the pros, you got to make sure you're 100% ready, you're 100% focused, and your training regimen has to change 100%.
you said about the punching power.
Oh, the punching power. Yeah, the gloves is different. Anybody could punch. I told my dad anybody could punch and eat those gloves. You could be 0-30 and still get hurt with a shot. So I feel like everybody could punch in the professionals.
What's going to be the hardest part, you think, building up your resume, you know, to get that 5-0, that 10-0 record? What's the hardest part right now you see that's going to be for these young fighters coming up?
Matchmaking. Matchmaking is important. You got to get put in a position, of course, to win, but you still have to do what you have to do. But the matchmaker's job is to put you in a position where you're supposed to look good. Like I said, you still got to do what you got to do, but you can't have the odds stacked against you. If they know you're not good with fighting tall people, you can't start off fighting all tall people.
Okay.
And when you get that world
Just unmute it. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah, when you get that world title, you got to fight whoever. But I'm saying leading up to that, you know, that's what matchmaking plays a major key. My dad told me that.
Okay. So being that y'all have y'all gym and everything, do you feel that staying independent is a position that y'all want to continue, just staying independent, or y'all looking to sign with somebody?
With the right somebody.
Okay.
We already were with somebody. That should be the right somebody. I have, you know, praise y'all, I have the means to move Dylan by myself. My partner and I have D&D Promotions. So if we want to get fights, put them on, you know, and at some point you're going to have to sign with somebody and or be ready and take a fight, you know, maybe when you're on the B side, which is okay as long as we know we can handle our business. But it's some guys that we would still consider signing with. But right now, with his size, I would like to just build him up because you're going to have to. I don't want you to just want to sign me. I want you to want to marry me. I don't want you to want to date me. I want you to want to marry this kid. And when you want to marry somebody, then you take him out. You want to dine him. You don't just say, hey, here's a ring, what you want to do. So we got to kind of build him back up, get him to, by the end of the year, I was hoping to have him at about 14-0. So getting about 4 to 5 fights, but then Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
I'm sorry. I guess it'll come back on, but 2020 is not the end of the world. 2020, it happens, and we'll pick back up then.
Hey, where can they follow you on social media there, Dylan?
You can follow me on Instagram at Dylan Price.
And what you have to say to your fight fans, man?
To all my fight fans, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Continue to tune in, and we're gonna have some big news for y'all soon.
Hey, y'all heard it from the one and only D-Boys, man. David Price, the fighter himself, undefeated Dylan Price. It's always a pleasure, man. You know, I was looking forward to seeing you step back in the ring again, you know, to kind of touch bases with you. But once again, David, thank you for allowing me to touch bases with your son.
Anytime, brother. Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you getting back in the square, man. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry about the camera.
No problem, man. Salute to y'all. All the best, man. Hey, appreciate everybody stopped in, man. Real talk. You know what it is, World Combat Sports. That was undefeated super flyweight Dylan Price. You know what I'm saying? 10-0, 7 knockouts. Like I said before, I seen him fight on the Deontay Wilder's card at the Barclays when Deontay knocked out Dominique Brazil. I had the opportunity to see him fight on Tank Davis undercard when he fought Ricardo Nunez. He was able to get the win there. But most of all, if you didn't hear, Dillian Whyte went through a point where he had a last-minute replacement, Pedro Rodriguez. And he took the fight, and come to find out, the adversity he faced, he did get caught with a punch where he was dropped, and it turned into a very competitive fight. Once the fight was over, you know, it was going to be his first loss on his record. But due to a random drug test, and this is what I'm talking about with the halo, you know, he was blessed on that night because a random drug test came back that his opponent, Rodriguez, test positive for a banned substance. So then, you know, it comes to the point on what they're going to do about the match. They reversed it. They reversed and they took the loss away, and he still has the opportunity to be an undefeated fighter. And this kind of takes me back to, you know, the Klitschko and Fury and some other fights where fighters have tested positive and, you know, they should be ruled a no decision, a no contest. You know what I'm saying? It should be warranted to the fighter who did everything right. So my point is, you know, we've seen all these freaking fighters die, you know, from Pat Day, Maxim Dedashev, they die in the ring. And then you have a guy last minute replacement and get random drug test. You know what I'm saying? Random drug tested. What if he wouldn't have got random drug tests? They never would have known this man was fighting dirty. And they did what was right. This is a rarity. I'm not gonna lie. This is a bit rarity in this particular situation. But the good part about it is that Dylan was able to come up out of there healthy and was able to fight again because, you know, the guy, you know, walked through his punches. It turned into a competitive engagement for these two fighters. But the end game was that the loss was overturned. So now he sits at 10-7 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. That's a real good thing. And I'm going to end this live and just touch briefly on this. I'm going to kind of save it. But if you haven't seen or heard, I like Gary Russell's brother, Batman, who's basically going out here speaking. You know, we're getting the side of Bill Haney. We're getting the side of Batman, Gary Russell's older brother. And we're getting both sides to the situation the way it's supposed to be. Because a lot of people are going to spin the narrative on what they believe is wax. But yet it's just freaking a clay plate. You know what I'm saying? Because you just pop it one time, it breaks in half, and the narrative is just destroyed. So, you know, Gary came on here in a live and said, yeah, I'll take that 1.5, man. No doubt about it. I'll take it. And then we're waiting on the return. We're waiting on the response. So with Batman and Bill Haney coming to these other media outlets, you're hearing different sides of the story. So you're going to have individuals to say, you know, initially Devin was ducking, and then they'll say Gary was ducking. But then it gets to a point where you have media who I appreciate, you know, Bill Haney and Batman and Gary Russell been doing what he's been doing, letting their voice do the walking. Their voice has been walking through this media. They've been providing us a platform to talk about it. So when he initially said, give me 5 more K, and then people's like, oh, he pricing himself out. He ducking. And then, you know, he said, you know what? Fuck it. Give me 1.5. Give me 1.5. Let's go. So now it all goes down to, okay, let's be smart about it. What else is going to happen after now Gary Russell accepted the 1.5? When is the paperwork going to come? When are we going to get an agreement? Because there was some people over here jumping up and down, you know, and I'm like saying to myself, I'm like looking like, why have a celebration and nothing's really happened? You can have an agreement all day long, but really, is it truly an agreement? If we don't see any paperwork, we don't see you shake on it. We don't see both of y'all on the same live agreeing that, okay, everything's good. You want the 1.5, we're going to get you the 1.5. And then any other stipulations that's on the contract or in the agreement, they can basically speak about, because that's what we own right now. We're not able to go to fights in person. So we're doing all this via social media. So if Gary Russell accepted the 1.5, now I'm hearing, which makes sense to me. The shit makes sense to me. You're not going to accept the fight and then try to have someone like Eddie Hearns place you in a position where you have demands on the back end. You know what I'm saying? If you lose, well, you got to tie yourself into an elbow. You got to be tied down to Devin Haney Promotions. You got to be tied down to the Zone or whatever the case may be. Why would somebody want to have any type of collateral fights on the Zone? Even Gary Russell, if they're independent free agents, as Gary Russell called, why would they want to tie a knot and they can't even move on their own? They have to wait for somebody to untie that knot so you can walk. You know what I'm getting at. Why would he want to be shackled into an agreement which don't allow him to make decisions, which, you know, apex predators, they move differently. They move and understand what the hunt is about. How you going to hunt and you locked down in a cage? I think it makes all the sense in the world not to take a deal where you have to commit to this. The only stipulation that makes sense to me is a rematch. That's what the fuck we used to. A rematch. A rematch. That's it. Get the money right, rematch. That's it. That's what makes sense to us. That's what makes sense. It really doesn't lock or put a goddamn brick on somebody's neck. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't give you that. All we want is to understand that this fight is capable of being made. It's going to be fair. You know what I'm saying? It has to be fair. And I really, you know, I don't get into the money aspect, but this is a simplicity right here. Because if you go through the whole freaking situation with Terrence Crawford offering Kell Brook, Gary Russell saying, you know what, Kell Brook don't take the shit. I'll get the 1.5. I'll fight you for 1.5. And then Team Devin Haney interjecting and say, hey, fight Devin Haney, you know, you get you 1.5, and then all this other, you know, cloudiness come in. You know, Gary Russell say, okay, it was personal with them, but business with us. Then he digressed and went back and said, hey, I'll fight you for 1.5. Tell Eddie Hearns to sending me the paperwork. But now, you know, Batman is talking like they're trying to insert a collateral fight deal. Who wants that? Who the fuck want to go into a big fight and then be tied down to a promotion that's struggling right now? The Zone was a fledgling streaming company, and then, you know, they've been basically giving off the aura initially that they was going to pay their fighters and get all the big names over here in the US. You know, they sent out these offers to the Charlo brothers at one time, Adrian Bronner. You know, they was trying to act like they even did it to Deontay Wilder. They're basically reaching out to some of the bigger names over here in the US, and they wasn't falling for it. So now what you're seeing over in the Zone, you're seeing a lot of fights that are robberies. They're finding a way to stay on that lifesaver. You know what I'm saying? They just holding on that lifesaver, doing these white cap waves. The current, the turbulence. The Zone is trying their best. Seriously. I mean, wasn't it the Zone fight where we saw Estrada face Akin, the mom that was 5 victories, 0 defeats, and 5 knockouts, and she was slept in a matter of what? I don't know. How quick was it? It was under 15 seconds, wasn't it? You can't put on fights like that. Especially you can't put on a fight like Gary Russell and Devin Haney without the fight being right. And we all know how Eddie Hearn operate. Come on, man. We all know how Eddie Hearn gets in the media and he can contradict himself. So if you out there listening, Batman, I would definitely like to have you on World Combat Sports. I know the feeling. You know, you're on certain platforms that they, you know, you have hundreds tuned in. I get it, bro. But at the end of the day, for me, it's media. So if you're there, you know, hit me up. Hit me up, man. You know, get with Jackal Fitness, AWD. I appreciate them brothers. I thank you for linking me up to Gary Russell to begin with. You know, stay official. And if indeed I'm able to talk with Batman, definitely, man, I want to chop it up with you. Because you in the trenches with this particular fight. And you know what I'm saying? You know the most about what's going on this side. And, you know, still let the people understand why you all will not fall for the okie doke and the trap deal. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to know. I want to know. I appreciate y'all holding y'all ground and being representatives to remain free. Because at this point in his career, I know y'all smart enough not to get trapped. You know what I'm saying? Y'all model apex predators, man. Y'all move accordingly. So of course you're not going to take a deal that's going to allow y'all to be in restraints. Allow y'all to be the hunted. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. I respect the goddamn, you know, the thought process. So yeah, if you tuned in, let me know, man. Hit me up. Those of you that stop through Colonel Loco Sports, man, y'all be sure to check him out. Subscribe to him. Check out Jackal Fitness, AWD approved, media, official. St. Britt said Devin Haney hasn't fought anyone, didn't look good his last fight. I picked Gary to beat him. Yes, we had to take our fight to Biloxi, Mississippi. Yeah, fights are going on over there too. Absolutely. Jones said the Zone tapped into the chat. They said the fight was on. Well, you know, the Zone can say whatever they want. I just have to kind of hear it from the horse's mouth. What's going on, Rob? How you feel? But yeah, that's where we at right now, man. That's where we at with that. I hope the fight is made. It's a big deal. And of course, when it comes down to media, you definitely have to sometimes understand that people are tuning in who you think aren't tuning in. So this has made headways like no other. Like you're talking about new media and this particular topic of discussion when it comes to these two fighters have blown up. It has imploded like no other. You know what I'm saying? Unbelievable. So now all we need to do, people, is for this fight to happen. This fight to happen. This what we need. This will be a damn competitive, good fight at a respectable weight where people won't say it's a mismatch, like they were saying with Terrence Crawford. They were saying, oh, 147 is too much. Okay, 35 is good. 35 is good. So with Lomachenko, Lopez, then hopefully around that same time, we can get Russell and Haney. But we have to get something established right now because time is running out. I know both of these guys are in shape. They stay in the gym, but we need to make something happen, people. We got to make something happen. We got to get some confirmation. Like I said before, if Batman is there, man, I love to speak with you, brother. You know, I saw you on other platforms, but I haven't had the chance to have you on my platform yet and kind of chop it up about this particular fight. Since you are family of the Russells, you know what I'm saying? I definitely want to chop it up with you. But that's all I got, people. I definitely got to bounce. I got some appointment to be at. But you know what it is, man. Appreciate you, Rob, stopping through, man. You know what it is, World Combat Sports, man. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? And sticking to the game plan, you know what it is. Listen to people who listen to the show and not those who tune in and don't pay attention to anything that's going on. It don't affect me. You know what I'm saying? Believe that. So tune in to the show. Share the content, man. That's what it's about. Boxing, mixed martial arts. And be sure to follow Dylan Price on social media. Check him out. He's still building up his resume, but he is 10-0 and he's a solid fighter. He has a solid support system, team around him. His dad, David Price, his younger brother, Devin Price. And like you heard them say, they have a gym. They in Jersey. So they training. You know what I'm saying? They're free agents right now. So if you really, you know, you want to call them up or drop them something on IG, you get a quality fighter, man. Dylan Price can fight. He can box. He can absolutely box, man. Check out his videos. I always like when fighters post their training videos because it allows the fan perspective to tune in to who you are And then they say, okay. And then they keep coming back and keep coming back. And then you might teach them something. They might learn something for those training videos. And also he has his brother Devin, and they're doing basically synchronized boxing drills, which you can implement, in any gym. You know what I'm saying? That's the good part about it. That's a positive aspect of it. SB90, what's good? Yeah, potentially, man. Yeah. Potentially, I will be on later. I'm just closing this down because I did an interview with Dylan Price earlier. So definitely, I'll probably drop through later. But salute to y'all, man. Y'all keep on tuning in to World Combat Sports, man. And we'll take it from there. You know what it is, man. I'll be back.